What is AquaCranial? You guys want to learn a little bit about AquaCranial? Well, I had an opportunity firsthand. Here to tell us is our very dear friends, the lovelies, Anabel Aureliano, and of course, Petty Penelope Claire.
AquaCranial Therapy is actually a synergy of modalities that encompasses craniosacral therapy, myofascial release, yogic leg stretches, and meridian balancing and acupressure.
Okay, so in layman's term, Penny Claire, what does that mean? Interpret that, those big words.
It means it's a wonderful healing and wellness modality that's performed in the ocean. It works on a number of levels, mentally, physically. It's a great tool for relaxation.
You know, I had an opportunity to meet you folks in the water, and what does it do? I mean, what's the responses, or what's the general consensus of those that have had this AquaCranial performance?
I would say realignment and balance. So bringing your body back into balance with itself. And as again, I say that's on a physical level and on an emotional level. People receive all kinds of healing and wellness benefits from this therapy.
And we had an earlier opportunity to chat. You met your sensei, or an instructor, if you will, from the island of Maui.
That's right.
And I asked you, what was that experience all about?
So I was visiting on the island here, and a friend of a friend had told me about the therapy. We met on the beach one day, and I saw it advertised online, and I just knew that's what I had to do. I had to attend the course, and you know, I've studied a few modalities the last few years, but within moments really of my first training and receiving healing, I just knew that this was the treatment for me. I was blown away. Yeah.
And tell me about your relationship with Anabel, because apparently you guys just kind of hit it off, and you knew she was serious, and it takes a lot of it takes not just persuasion, but it takes a special person to realize what is in the mind and the soul to want to be able to pursue this journey.
Yeah, we've taken on a mammoth task with Aloha AquaCranial. And so, as I was telling you before, I was bringing people together occasionally, therapists, to meet and do clinics on a very casual basis. And I think it was the first time Anabel called me up and she said, "Thank you so much for bringing us together, and I'm so keen on this. This is what I want to do. I want to get certified. I want to get to Bimini. I want to get to Tonga." And I was like, wow, because I hadn't really heard that from any other therapists. And I could just tell from her vigor, like, despite, I just really didn't know her. I'd met her once or twice before. As I was telling you, there was just something inside that I knew she's really serious, and she's going to put all the effort in, as I will, to go the whole way and get to our destination.
So Anabel, how do you describe what you folks do? I mean, you know, I was there. We had some floats, and I was comforted, like I'm gonna wake up. But give us a play-by-play. What can one expect?
So what you're going to experience is about an hour treatment. It starts in the ocean and in this womb-like simulated experience that allows you to get back to without trauma in your mother's womb. So that allows for the emotional piece to be released. However, the spinal cord, okay, and how your brain speaks to your central nervous system, that is what's actually activated by the movements that we take you in the water. The myofascial release is the release of the tension and the pressure in all your joints, which also allows for soft tissue tension and pressure release. So that's where your muscles and everything get really fluid. So all that really allows for an ultimate relaxation and release of physical, mental and emotional trauma. After that, what we do is we take you out. You're in somewhat of an altered state at that moment. So we take you back out to the beach, allow you to what's called recalibrate, get you all nice and cozy in some blankets, because as you start to relax, what happens is your body temperature drops. So in that time, we want to make sure that you're coddled, give you some tea, water, and then let you relax until your body is ready to recalibrate and come back into its own with accelerated healing.
So for the benefit of the viewing audience, you mentioned being in your mother's womb. How do you explain being in your mother's womb when most of us don't, including myself, recall being in my mother's womb?
It's being embraced by that water. I mean, the healing waters of Kaua'i are just phenomenal and very profound, but it's really to allow for your mind to just let go and forget of all of that fight or flight or activity that happens that doesn't allow us to really connect to our body. So it's a subconscious awareness that your body drops into, that just takes you back to a state before trauma. So it's kind of something that nobody really actually can prepare for. Your body and your mind balance itself by just being somewhat submerged in the water.
And Penny Claire, you were mentioning a gal from Michigan. I understand she wants to go back again and again and again. But I think what was pretty much mind-blowing, everything said and done, she made mention to you that was the first time she ever has been in salt water.
Yeah, and I was just about to add to what Anabel was saying. It's the salt water provides the buoyancy, and the floaties on the neck and the legs really allow you to just release. But as I was telling you last week, just our last clinic that we ran, an older lady, took her into the water. I just met her, known her 5 minutes, and I said, just acclimatize, just dive into the water and just get yourself comfortable. And she did a little dive, and she came back out of the water, and she looked at me and she said, I just realized this is the first time I've ever swum in salt water. And I was just like blown away, because to me that's just nuts. I spent half my life in the ocean. And she said, I lived in Michigan. I went in fresh water in the lakes and the rivers, but I've been here since April and I haven't actually entered the water. And she said, I just tasted the water and I realized this is the first time I've been in salt water. And I said, well, it's pretty much, the ocean is my lover and it's an amazing healer. So it's an honor to give you this treatment.
But you mentioned a little bit about, after everything is all said and done, what makes it, why does the body or the mind or whatever react? Because it's so therapeutic, but yet when you kind of like come to and you say, okay, time to wake up, let's go. And you said, most people kind of like wobble and weevil and all that other kind of fun stuff. What makes it, why is that?
Our body just tends to think so much, our mind takes over. And so what happens is when you join the forces of the water and it allows you to literally let go, when you come out of that, your body and your mind don't know how to come back together quite yet, because you're in such a state of euphoria, really, that it's still kind of processing how to send these signals to the rest of your body to get you to move, because you've been in such a state of bliss. So we tell people, wiggle your hands and your toes and give you a chance to come back into your body, because literally the treatment allows you to kind of separate all this extra sensory that comes from our mind taking over, that our legs just get jelly because they're allowing you to literally just be at peace with your muscles and everything.
I think it's worth mentioning too that Rebecca Goff, who is the creator of the AquaCranial modality, she's had decades of experience in craniosacral massage, etc. And she says that every AquaCranial treatment is three table treatments worth. It's that much efficacy, that much deep level of healing and like movement. So it's a really profound treatment. It's like you just had 3 massages rather than 1,
Oh, okay, so Penelope, Penny Claire, you mentioned AquaCranial. For the benefit of the general viewing audience, including myself, what is the cranial? What are you guys talking about? What are we talking about?
So we're talking about craniosacral therapy, which works with the cerebrospinal fluid, which is around the brain and the spine. And so it's about balancing and removing stuckness within that flow that really facilitates balance and realignment. And that can be on I've experienced cranio directly from Rebecca, and the feelings, the refreshing feeling of the mind and the body, just on the table treatment from her is quite amazing. And there's many craniosacral therapists around the world and on this island,
So what happens is the release from the acupressure points that happen around your skull do entice your subconscious to release thoughts of trauma. So there are lots of times that we've had people come back and say, wow, I had a vision of such, some sort of opportunity or situation that happened that reminded them to bring that to the surface so that they can work through it. So yes, there are barriers, obstacles, visions that people do get. They're not all sad and dreary. Some of them are very, very exciting, and even help them to kind of get back on track with that mind-body experience.
So Penny, what is the ultimate goal? What do you two want to share with the world and share with Kaua'i?
We want to become experts in the field of craniosacral therapy, and we really want to spread it. I mean, I think it's been within the islands for a long time with Rebecca. I know she's taught some people on Tonga, but we want to popularize it, I think, because it's such a powerful modality. So in order to do that, first step is to become certified. And certification requires 350 hours of treatments and training. So that's basic training, advanced training, and then specialty training in Bimini and the Bahamas, and then in Tonga, Oceania. And so Bimini, Bahamas, this specialty treatment means this is deep water training. So not just treating in the shallows, this means getting out in a boat, going out into the ocean, hopping off the boat and giving a treatment where your feet don't touch the ground. And very likely dolphins and or whales will come and facilitate this session. So we're really excited about that. It's pretty bit hardcore as things go, but we think we're up for the challenge.
Well, that's pretty hardcore, if you will, to make it in layman's term. Well, we want to thank you, Anabel, and we want to say aloha to you, Penny. But for further information, I mean, like when you say you need certification, are you guys open for guinea pigs? And if so, how do we get to become guinea pigs? Because I was a guinea pig,
Yes,
but and so was Bruce, and you've of course offered that opportunity once again. Are you guys allowing guinea pigs, or you guys want to?
Yes, so right now we are actually having some open free clinics in Anahola Beach area to allow us to continue to gather the number of hours that we need. And then we've also started a Indiegogo campaign to ask for donations to help people to sponsor us to get to Bimini and to Tonga. So our website is Aloha AquaCranial.com, and our Indiegogo campaign as well. You could go to Indiegogo.com and either search Aloha AquaCranial or Mermaids on a Mission, as we call ourselves. And feel free to ask us any questions or concerns, and we'd love to have you all out. We have a few more weeks of free clinics, so there's online scheduling, and we'd love to have you. So just to give you guys an idea of the people that we can help everyone through this modality. What's most important is that there are a lot of people that suffer from chronic back and neck pain, TMJ, also sports injuries, and performance training is very helpful. Anything that has to do with disorders or ailments from learning disabilities, children of the spectrum, as well as anything that hinders your range of motion for physical abilities, but just about anything that affects your, pressure in your joints or
Great for pregnancies and stress, depression, anxiety.
It helps a lot of pregnant women to facilitate in an environment where the tension and the pressure is relieved from their pelvic area. So that allows for some widening to prepare them for when they're getting ready to go into labor. And so we happen to have a pregnant woman, and she's about 8 months pregnant, so she is starting to do things that are going to assist her with her labor as it comes up soon. There are some people that come to us that aren't necessarily looking for any injury to be assisted, but they're actually looking to get over traumatic experiences of drowning or just fear of the ocean. So it actually can be used in that way as well. It's a very well-rounded. For me, I chose this modality because of the fact that it really does help to bring together many different modalities that we are very passionate about, that help to bring peace and unity between, our ohana, and to give back to the world.